Yo, what's up everyone? We are back with another video on the channel. So this is not just an ordinary video, alright? This is a special video. This is coming from Funimation. Like this is really coming from Funimation. So we've got the Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, part 1, episodes 99 through 121 of the Boo arc. And I want to thank Funimation for sending this over. Like, this is actually my favorite part as well, which is very funny too. So really cool. Thank you, Funimation. Do appreciate it. If you guys want to check out Funimation, links will be in the description. They sell everything from merchandise. You can also see English dubs of anime. Very cool. And you can also keep up to date with Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z Kai, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you guys do. Link is below. So Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters. This consists of the Boo arc, like I said earlier. And there's also 3 parts to this. So this is the part 1. There's also part 2 and part 3, which will come out this summer. And also Dragon Ball Super is going to have their own little thing of episodes 1 through 13, I believe, which will also come out this summer. So there's a lot of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and there's also some Dragon Ball Super that is available that you guys can get. So Dragon Ball Z Kai part 1, if we were to look at this design and compare it to, I don't know, one of these. So let's take out the Saiyan arc, because all the others are pretty identical in terms of design and what they were trying to do with it. Now, let's before we look at the design here, Dragon Ball Z Kai 2 years ago was when it was happening. Like, there was like a 2-year period that Dragon Ball Z Kai just completely stopped, and now they're finally bringing back the Boo arc to finish it all up, and that will all be finished this summer, which is awesome. And it was highly requested too. A lot of people wanted to see that. Obviously, they were going to finish it eventually, but definitely a different design that they went for since that happened. So if we were to look at season 1, one thing that we can notice is, well, it's tough to see on the camera, but if you were to look at this, you can see that there is something behind Goku, and that's right, it should be Shinron. And on here, if we were to look at the design here, we have a plain white background, but if we're to tilt this over, you guys can see that this is Shinron right here on the design, which I think was a better idea that they did, because this, if we were to compare the artwork of the final chapters in the season 1 Saiyan arc here of Goku, we can see that this one is just more, the Dragon Ball Z Kai final chapters is just more out there. Like, it's more in your face. Like, this is really cool. Like, the design comes in. It's a very good art. I like this one a lot. I like the final chapters one a lot. I like that they put the logo on the left instead of the bottom where it's like completely the big thing, but it still looks good regardless. I just think the final chapters one looks amazing. Now, let's look at the backs of both of these. And the back of this season is actually going to be the same as the others. The only difference is they obviously update this info, but there's also the thumbnails of each episode that comes within that season. And then also on here, we see the episodes on the right-hand side. You also get an art instead of the logo. The logo is actually on the lower right here instead of the top left here. Very interesting. And you get some art here. So we've got Gohan and Goten fighting. This is where Goten actually becomes and appears. So that's another cool thing about this arc in general, because you get to see a lot of new people. If you're not somebody who's into Dragon Ball Z, then you may not know Goten. If you know Goten, he's during the Boo arc. So let's actually check out this final chapter's art, and well, the backstory of this with the art. And yeah, so 7 years have passed since Cell's defeat, and the Z Fighters have returned to normal life. Goku has continued his training in the other world, Krillin has gotten married, and Gohan has his hands attempting to navigate the pitfalls of high school. But with the new martial arts tournament about to begin, it's time for Goku and the Z Fighters to reunite and face off against the greatest warriors on Earth. Meanwhile, the wizard Babidi has traveled across the galaxy on a quest for revenge, hoping to fulfill his father's thwarted dreams of universal domination. The Supreme Kai has come to enlist the aid of the Z Fighters in his effort to prevent Babidi from awakening a monster of unimaginable terror. And this is Majin Buu. So episodes 23 episodes on 3 Blu-ray discs with video commentary, textless song, and trailer. So this one, right off the bat, they say that it's 3 Blu-ray discs. If we were to look at seasons 1 through season 4, there's actually 4 discs inside. And the other interesting thing is we're actually going to look at, let's just take this one out. For example, let's open this bad boy up, and then we'll take out a disc here. So this is the art that they did on all of these. Actually, all season 1, season 2, season 3, and this season of season 4. They have the exact same disc, and I'm pretty sure the exact same design of Shinron here, which I think was pretty cool. I like this one a lot. But I think what was missing was the variation and the difference. Now, I think what they did with the final chapters was that they added that variation and difference. Firstly, actually, if we look here, there's actually 4 discs in this one, and they said there's only 3 in the final chapters, and I assume that's because it's one arc, so they wanted to do a little bit different. And also on here, there's a table of contents, which the Dragon Ball Z Kai, I don't believe has that. So we're going to check that out right here. So let's open this bad boy up, and let's actually look inside. But the first thing we see, actually, so you can see here we have Gohan, and then we've also got Trunks and Goten. So this is a actual art. So they did art on here too, which I think was a smart idea, because it's always cool to see more art when you get these discs and the Blu-ray. So you have something to look at that looks really cool and fresh. And on top of that, we've got 3 discs. All of these 3 discs are the same. So it replicates kind of like season 1 through 4, what they were trying to do. But it's got a new design. So we can see Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, and this is going to say part 1, disc 1 of the episodes 99 through 107. So disc 1 has that and all that kind of stuff. I like this one. You know, it's supposed to be a disc. You know, it's also got the Z. I love that, because when they put Dragon Ball Kai, the background is the Z. I like that. I think it looks pretty cool. It's very interesting. It's a little less than the other seasons, but I like the ordinary look of it, because if we're thinking of Dragon Ball, we're kind of thinking about old school, because this thing has been out for a while. I mean, Dragon Ball Z Kai is the newer version, but as you guys can see, there's the discs of those as well. But overall, I mean, we get the gist of it. Got to make it look fresh and clean. I think they were trying to make it look like a cleaner version of their art. They're just trying to make it look as professional and as good as possible when they were releasing this. And again, it was 2 years since the other production of the other stuff, so art would obviously change, I would assume. One other thing that I've noticed, if we're going to compare exactly what was inside while watching the Dragon Ball Z Kai final chapters as opposed to the other seasons, was I've noticed a lot of the announcer. Now, when I was watching season 1 through season 4, I don't know if it was me just skipping through some of it. I might have. But I don't remember ever hitting a point where I heard the announcer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hear him commentating much as I did with the Dragon Ball Z Kai final chapters. They also did some really cool editing with that one as opposed to the other seasons. And as well, they also added a new intro, which I like the intro. It's not bad in Dragon Ball Z Kai final chapters. If you guys haven't seen season 1 through season 4 or any of the seasons, they actually use the same exact song, but they have different voice actors. So I think Saiyan Arc, it might be the Saiyan Arc or something. It's Sean Schemmel. He's singing whatever the dragon song is. Totally forgot. But they're all the same song. It's just going to be different voice actors for each of these seasons, which was very interesting. But in the final chapters, they completely scrapped that and they gave us a new intro, which the new intro is not bad. In Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, I don't know why they changed it. And in all honesty, it could have been because of how long it's been since the last episode. So they wanted to do something different for the Buu arc. I like the intro, but the intro was more, it involved more people. I noticed the intro was different. Took out some characters, but I might have to check that out and see and update you guys if anything is different from that. But overall, if you guys enjoyed the video, as always, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you like Dragon Ball Z, I highly recommend that you watch Dragon Ball Z Kai. You know, it takes off the filler. It also is supposed to go off the manga, is what I heard. Like, the Dragon Ball Z Kai is supposed to be a revised version, so it fits the manga. But I heard that Dragon Ball Z Kai was supposed to be revised in that sort of way, and it's also supposed to give that HD look, the HD feel of an old anime classic. And on top of that, all the the differences in voice actors and stuff like that, you'll see a lot of differences. Like in Dragon Ball Z Kai, I believe it's Christopher Sabat who does Piccolo, or I'm hoping that's him. He's actually, his voice changed so much because I know it's the same guy. You can tell it's him. It just seems more deep. You notice that his voice is definitely different. It's not the same as it used to be. So that's some other changes as well. I think Bulma is not the same voice actor. When I was listening to the Dragon Ball Z Kai final chapters was actually when I noticed that. It could have probably been in the other things too that I didn't notice, but it was a complete difference. And it might have been the 2 years that happened because I don't remember Piccolo being that different in voice in the other seasons as to the final chapters. But again, that is something to investigate. But overall, I love this part because it's got the other world stuff. It's got the Great Saiyaman stuff. It's got, you know, Gohan meeting Goten kind of thing. It's cool. Like we meet Goten, we meet Trunks, we see all these events with this Great Saiyaman Gohan going to school, you know, doing Chi-Chi's wishes, and it's really cool. It's got this new kick to it, and that's why I like Dragon Ball Z Kai, and that may be why they did like a complete different look for this entire series in terms of the final chapters. But anyways, we're just talking too much. We're blabbering. Okay, so again, I love Dragon Ball Z Kai. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. If you like Dragon Ball Z, you want to take out the filler, definitely do. My name is Dino. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.